You ever have that feeling, where you're working harder than ever, you're putting in all the hours, but you look at your bank account and it just isn't moving the needle? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. It's a super common frustration. But what if the problem isn't how hard you're working, but the game you're actually playing?
Think about it like a game of chess for a second. A lot of amateurs, they win a few games because they memorize a bunch of opening moves and just hope their opponent messes up. But the grandmasters? Oh, they're playing a completely different game. It's all about deep, underlying strategy. And it turns out, building wealth is exactly the same.
And this really gets to the heart of it, right? Just like in chess, building wealth isn't just about making a few good moves here and there. It's about actually understanding the whole board, the whole system, and playing the right game for your specific situation. If you pour all your energy into the wrong approach, you're just going to end up spinning your wheels.
So many of us, we try to build wealth by following that basic advice. The financial openings we've all memorized, like save 10% of your income. But the truly wealthy people, they aren't just memorizing moves. They understand the fundamental principles and they change their strategy as the game changes and evolves.
So how do we learn to play the right game? Well, the answer lies in this really powerful framework called the wealth ladder. Think of it as a brand new way to look at your finances that makes it crystal clear which financial game you should be playing right now, based on exactly where you are on your journey.
Okay, so let's dive into what this ladder actually is. It breaks down your entire financial life into 6 clear, distinct levels. And here's why this is such a game changer. It finally explains why so much financial advice out there seems to contradict itself. The right strategy for someone on that very first rung is, well, completely different from the strategy for someone way up on the 6th.
And here are the 6 rungs, all defined by your net worth. Now, what's really important to see here is that moving from one level to the next means a massive 10-fold increase in your wealth. So this isn't some gentle slope we're talking about. It is a serious, steep climb, and every single new level demands a fundamentally different playbook.
Now check this out. When you look at where U.S. households actually fall on this ladder, you see something fascinating. A huge chunk of people are in level 3. But look at how fast the numbers drop off when you get to levels 4, 5, and 6. It's shaped like a pyramid for a reason, and it shows us exactly why the strategies that work for the majority of people simply are not enough to get you to the top.
And this brings us back to why all that financial advice can feel so incredibly confusing. You hear one expert say budgeting is the absolute key. Then you hear another one say, no, starting a business is what matters. The wealth ladder shows us they're both right, just for different people on different rungs. Budgeting, that's a critical level 1 strategy. Starting a business, that's a powerhouse, higher level strategy. The advice isn't contradictory, it's just targeted.
Okay, so how do you actually start to climb? Where do you begin? Well, the foundation, especially for those first few rungs, it's all about one thing, your income. So if you're on levels 1, 2, or 3, here's the takeaway. The single most important game you can possibly play is increasing your earning power, period. This means you got to shift your focus from just working more hours to building valuable, marketable skills that companies and clients will pay a premium for. The motto here is simple: learn today, earn forever.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Your income is the bedrock, and the data on this is so clear. There is this incredibly powerful, undeniable connection between how much you earn and how much wealth you build. You just can't build a skyscraper on a weak foundation, and you can't build life-changing wealth without a strong, growing income.
So once you've built that strong income foundation, the strategy has to evolve. It's not just about what you earn anymore. Now it's about what your earnings can earn for you. It's time to start investing.
Right around that transition from level 3 to level 4, the whole game starts to accelerate. Your focus shifts away from just saving cash in a bank account to systematically, actively acquiring assets. This is that crucial pivot point, from working for your money to having your money start working for you. And that creates this amazing engine for wealth growth.
And I love this quote because it really defines the whole mindset for these middle levels. It's not about being a genius or timing the market perfectly. Nope. It's about a simple, powerful, consistent process, the continual purchase of assets that are designed to generate more income, which in turn lets you buy more assets over time. But what is the biggest, most fundamental difference between the people who get stuck on the lower rungs and the ones who manage to climb all the way to the top? It really just comes down to one thing: what they own.
So if you look at most households in levels 1 to 3, the vast majority of their net worth is tied up in two things: their house and their car. Now, these are things we need for sure, but they're assets that generally cost you money every month to maintain, through mortgages, insurance, gas, repairs. They don't actually put money back into your pocket.
But now, look at this. The shift for households in levels 4 to 6 is absolutely dramatic. Their wealth isn't sitting in things that cost them money. It's in assets that make them money. We're talking about things like owning pieces of businesses, stocks, and income-producing real estate.
And this right here, this is the biggest leap you can take up the ladder. It's the single most profound strategic shift you can possibly make, moving from owning things that cost you money to owning assets that make you money. That is the true engine of exponential wealth growth.
So understanding this whole framework, that's the first step. And it's a big one, but the real power, that comes from actually applying it to your own life. It's about taking this knowledge and turning it into your next concrete strategic move.
So I want you to take a moment and just think, where are you on this ladder right now? Be honest with yourself. And based on that, what is the single most important move you need to make? Is it building that new skill to boost your income? Is it setting up a system to start buying assets every single month? Or maybe it's shifting your focus towards owning a piece of a business. Because knowing the game is one thing, but making your next move, that's everything.